Hi folks, Grizz here at Grizz's Place. Today I'm in my reloading room, shop, whatever you want to call it, which serves many purposes, pardon the mess. But I thought today I'd give you a look at my setup as it is now. Of course, like most of us, it's kind of an evolving target. It's in an ever-changing state of flux. So let's get to it. Now starting on the right, I have a Dillon 650. Hopefully that whole thing will get in the frame with a case feeder. And if you are a competition shooter and shooting a lot or loading for several different people, I highly recommend a Dillon machine, and the 650 in particular. It's an auto indexing press and I enjoy it a lot. Of course, I went to it from a single stage press that you'll see in a minute that took a whole lot longer to load some ammo. Probably the best upgrade for that, or two of the upgrades I've made that I really like, is the RCBS lockout die. What that does is it checks for a high or a low powder charge in each case as it goes by, and if it's not within the allowable bit, it will lock up the press and not let you go any farther and let you know, hey, there's a problem, you need to stop and check it out. Now, it's not going to catch a minuscule difference in powder charge, but it will catch no charge or a double charge, which is what I'm worried about. I'm not loading for precision stuff, so if I'm off a tenth of a grain, it's probably not going to affect how I'm shooting. The other upgrade I made, don't know if you can see it up in there, is on the spent primer discharge. It comes standard with a little cup. What I did is bought a little doodad from Unique Tech that comes, I believe, with this hose. And so spent primers run down that hose and get deposited into a jug that actually is a leftover jug from the Shave a Grizz fundraiser for the SAS scholarship. So got to reuse, recycle, and replace, or whatever it is. Anyway, moving across the bench is Lilo Doll 2, and that is for loading 12 gauge shotgun shells. Now, the Lilo Doll, it kind of goes on and off the bench depending on if I'm loading shotgun shells or not, and it's an easy 3 screws installation. I'm considering putting it on a board with screws that are easier to get to. The ones that hold it on are a little bit kind of out of the way and hard to maneuver. But another thing I did there is I drilled a hole in the tabletop so that spent primers fall down into a bucket. It works a little bit better than them clogging up in here and having to clean it out as you go. Next over is an RCBS rock chucker or something like that. It's a single stage press. Now normally when you mount these, they are up against your bench to about here. What I did is I cut out a hole in my bench so I could mount it there, and it was actually mounted down on this tabletop for many years, and I loaded thousands of rounds on that before I got the 650. But I've started looking at loading a couple of more calibers, and before I spend the money to outfit the 650 to do that, I thought I'd do small runs on this, but it's mounted so low that on, let's see, pardon the squeaking in my chair as I roll around, on the lowest part of the stroke, it's pretty far down there, and even sitting down, it's hard on my shoulder. And just imagine when that was lower down, it was lower still. So what I did is I took these 2 boards, put my cutout in there to raise it up a bit to where that works out a little bit better. Elsewhere on my bench, like I said, it's kind of an ever moving target, and typically I'll have a balance beam scale on that little riser back there, but that's been taken off since I've been doing work on the bench. My primer pickup tubes I keep in an old powder bottle, and that powder bottle serves as a stopper, pardon the squeaky chair, for a fast food plastic drink cup. And what I use the fast food plastic drink cup for is I use it for shot, because a big bag of shot is kind of unwieldy pouring it into the Lilo Doll tube. But if you pour some into this nice wide mouth drink cup, then this is easier to maneuver to dispense it into your press. So that's about all I have for now. Obviously behind there is the old RCBS powder measure and some dies sitting around, and bullets and all that good stuff that collects in a reloading room. So anyway, that's my setup. I know there's probably better ways to do it, but that's how I'm doing it right now. May not be how I'm doing it next week. So anyway, that's the installment today from Grizz's Place. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, like, comment, subscribe, all that typical YouTube junk. And if you don't want to do any of that, that's fine too. Just do what's right for you. Anyway, hope to see you down the trail. Until then, watch your top knot.